Well, of course, it is Talash weekend this weekend. Yes, Amir Khan will well and truly be at theaters. Though itna shore much nahi raha hai, but yes, it's going to be a word of mouth that will finally carry the movie through. I'm saying this, you did not say it, but we caught up with the men and women themselves. That, of course, is Amir Khan, Kareena Kapoor, and Rani Mukherjee, and here they are talking about their movie and more.
ये बहुत ही हाई प्रोफाइल केस है, मीडिया से कोई बात नहीं करेगा।
वो अरमान कपूर ऑफ कोर्स।
ब्लैकमेल ज्यादा मुश्किल, एक्सटॉर्शन होता तो वो जरूर किसी ना किसी से बात करता। लेकिन सर अगर ये लड़की इन्वॉल्व है तो ये आपकी मदद।
This is a movie where Amir is coming back to the box office after about 3 years, but to me at least it doesn't feel as if you've been away for 3 years. It almost seems as if you've been in the public conscious so continuously that it doesn't seem that you've been away for so long. Does it feel the same to you?
Well, yes and no, in the sense that I have been around because of Satyamev Jayate. I've been on TV, but I do miss the fact that my film hasn't come out in a while, and I'm looking forward to, visiting the theatre, because every film of mine when it releases, I go to the theatre to watch what the audience reaction is. And here is a story which is very close to my heart, Talash, and we've been working on it for the last couple of years, and I'm extremely attached to the film, and I'm very keen to know how people react to it. So I'm looking forward to the release now.
Is there a burden of expectations? If somebody were to look at your recent film graph, you haven't delivered a flop like for the longest time. I'm not trying to jinx it, of course. I'm just saying that does it, cross your mind that how long will I keep hitting one century after the other?
Well, success is not in our hands in any case. So I try not to think about it. I do get very nervous before the release, no doubt. But for me, what is important is how has the journey been? How have we enjoyed working on the film? And what is in my hands is the choice of films I make, and what film I decide to work on. And I do stuff that makes me happy. And then I hope it does well.
You see so many scripts, discuss so many ideas before actually picking a film. Why is it that all three of you picked
Talash? Talash, actually, the reason I picked it is I really like the story. When I was listening to the script, Reema was narrating it, I was very intrigued by the suspense aspect of it. And as it went along, I realized that actually I'm getting quite moved. And by the end of the film, I was in tears. And I realized that while it is a suspense film, in fact, at its heart, it's a film about coming to terms with loss. And each one of us has either lost someone who's really close to us, or in future will lose someone who's really close to us. That's a fact of life. So this film is about that aspect, and it really touched me and moved me. So it's not only a suspense film, but it's also a very emotional story, and which is why I fell in love with it.
But at a time like this, Rani, when there's so much social media, Facebook, Twitter, and so many people out to bust the suspense, it's really difficult to keep it a secret, about who murdered, who's the killer. It's very difficult to keep that suspense.
Well, actually it is. In fact, all three of us were discussing this on the way here. That when previously when suspense films like Madhumati, Wo Kaun Thi, Teesri Manzil, Jewel Thief used to release, I think at that time those films used to do extremely well, because it used to be like a celebration. It used to be like a festival for Indian families going to watch films. It was like that one Friday that they all used to go together and watch the film. And that time suspense would not really come out, because I don't think there was social networking site, there was no Twitter, there was no like anything to do with getting out the suspense. There was not too many media people also. So I think basically today, yes, there is a scare because there are people who watch the film first day, first show, and immediately start tweeting and talking about the film in terms of trying to review the film while they're watching it. So in those times, I think yes, it is going to be pretty difficult.
And they derive vicarious pleasure out of letting out the suspense.
I'm not sure I entirely agree with this, because just some time back there was a film that came out called Kahani, and Kahani, while it may not be a suspense film, certainly did have
it was a suspense.
It had a very strong twist in the end, but nobody revealed it, not the media, and no one tweeted about it. No one ever on
and
the
people
social
went
so I think people are also sensitive to the fact that here is a suspense film. Let me not spoil it for my friends. Let me keep the suspense on. So they may talk about the film, that they liked it or didn't like it. In fact, Kahani, if you remember, was it's a very small budget film. It went on to do great business, and that great business happened because of word of mouth.
Correct.
People liked the film.
But there were some
and they
reports
spoke
that
about
said that
it,
you
but they-
delayed the release of this film because of Kahani and because
Totally false. Totally untrue. There's no similarity at all between Kahani and Talash. None whatsoever. That was a rumor which is not true.
पानी में रहना बहुत अच्छा लगता था उसे. पानी में ही डूबकर मरना जरूरी था.
कोई कब तक डूबा रहेगा साहब, कभी न कभी तो तैर के ऊपर आना ही पड़ेगा.
वो बस एक एक्सीडेंट था सूरी.
वो एक्सीडेंट नहीं, लापरवाही थी मेरी.
मैं जानती हूँ तुम काम नहीं कर रहे हैं. तुम किसी के पास जाते हो.
रोशनी और मैं बहुत खुश थे.
उसी रोड पे ऐसे कई एक्सीडेंट्स हुए हैं.
अगर उसकी वाकई में करण से बात हुई है तो
तुम पागल हो गई रोशनी, तुम्हें इलाज की जरूरत है.
Your character, Rani, in this film deals with infidelity. In real life, how much of a concern is infidelity from a partner for you?
you know I can't really comment on the story because
This
we
is just
cannot
from the
reveal
promos
anything.
what everybody says.
Yeah, but promos don't always actually reveal
the plot.
the plot actually.
Suspense.
Yeah.
But let's assume infidelity is there or not in the film, irrespective. What do you feel about it? Is that what your question is?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't like it. And I think I come from a very traditional thinking background, and I think I have a very old soul. I think I'm an old soul, and I think I wouldn't like it at all.
At a time, Kareena, when there's so many open marriages, how possessive of Saif would you be?
I'm not possessive about him at all. He's a responsible man, I hope. And he knows his
You say off with his head. Deviates from, if he goes anywhere else, completely off with his head.
No, I think I'll to become Kali.
Yeah.
I'll totally become Kali.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think
it.
I'll just get on to the bong side of mine, and yeah, I think it's not very good.
That's the end of it. Then that's the destroyer.
No, it's not
mode.
the end of it. But I think when you genuinely love somebody so dearly, I think you do get angered with the fact that the person doesn't love you as much. So yes, but yeah, I don't think it will go very well with me. It will be absolutely disastrous.
How important is 100% commitment for you?
Extremely important. Extremely important.
No, because given the fact that so many people, there have been so many write-ups recently in magazines where more and more people are saying that they're in open marriages and openly admitting that they're in open marriages.
Well, I mean, for people who are comfortable,
Really? Yeah.
comfortable with that, then that's totally fine.
I think each to his own. I think people need to live their lives according to what they think is correct for them, and we are nobody to judge. But if you ask me personally about my life, I could tell you about my own life, and I would definitely judge the person who I'm going to be with, but not the world. Like people are free. It's a democratic country. You can live the life that you want to.
Are we going to see a different avatar of Kareena post-marriage? Are you going to do the same sort of roles that you've done, or will it be a very different Kareena that people will get to see? Not this movie because it was made earlier, but I'm saying going forward.
Not at all. I'm an actor, and I'll do parts that I find interesting and work with people that matter to me, or I want to
Because you've
work
seen
with.
with so many Bollywood heroines who after marriage decided that they didn't want to do a certain character or didn't want to be in films at all.
Yeah, but I think that's archaic, if I may say so. And hopefully we're a modern society today, and I'm modern yet traditional. I oscillate between both. So in my work, my approach is modern, and my passion is acting. I love to act, and that's my job, and I'm an actor. But what I am in my personal life is a separate part of me.
There's no change at all in terms of the roles you'll pick, what you'll depict on the large screen. No change in that.
That's Kareena the actor, so you can't really compare.
At a time when Shah Rukh's film and Salman's film have done so well, does that put more pressure on you, Amir, to show that you're still top of the charts?
Not at all. I think I'm really happy to know that other films are doing well, and Salman and Shah Rukh are colleagues, and I'm happy to know that whenever their film does well, it pleases me. I don't compete with others in this manner. I know it's unusual for people to hear that, and perhaps people may or may not believe me when I say this, but it really doesn't disturb me at all when people's films do well. In fact, when I see a good film, it makes me happy. It makes me happy to see good work.
Is there competition? Salman touched this much, Shah Rukh's film
Not
has
for
touched
me.
this much.
Not for me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm hoping that what we set out to make, have we managed to make it well enough? That's my first concern. And if we feel that we've made it the way we want it to? Will the people like it? Will it connect with people? Will it touch people's hearts? Will it move them the way that we were moved when we read the script? That's my concern. I'm not really comparing Talash with any other film. And I don't think it's fair to do that, because in the creative world, each film is unique. Each film has its own, its own charm.
ये बहुत ही हाई प्रोफाइल केस है, मीडिया से कोई बात नहीं करेगा।
वो अरमान कपूर ऑफ हो गया।
ब्लैकमेल ज्यादा मुमकिन है, एक्सटॉर्शन होता तो वो जरूर किसी ना किसी से बात करता। लेकिन सर अगर ये लड़की इन्वॉल्व है तो फिर ये आपकी मदद क्यों कर रही है?
पता नहीं क्या ढूंढ रहा और सुराग मुझे और अंधेरे की तरफ ले जाता है।